Welcome to another episode of From Daddies to Daughters. I am Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab, and this is a special segment for those of you who may not have seen this already or may not seen the others before this. This is a special segment that I've created for young ladies. It's definitely me speaking to my daughter, but it's also for young ladies out there in the world, all the little young princesses who don't have that male role model or male influence, that male energy to really speak to them about themselves and the guys and all that kind of stuff. This is just an opportunity for some content that I created to be passed along to them. So what I'm going to talk about today is be careful who you sleep with. And I'm just going to come from a raw place of just saying, hey, you know, you having sex and the men that you have sex with or the boys that you're having sex with, you need to be very careful with whom you sleep with. And I say that because every person that you allow to be inside of you, every person that you allow to sleep with you, every person that you allow to have that type of intimacy with, they actually deposit something in you, and you don't want to be I would say this. I would say look at it like a car. And I know that sounds kind of crass. You may be thinking, well, why are you gonna compare me to a car, Daddy? Well, the reason why I want to compare it to a car is because I want you to think about a vehicle. I want you to think about a brand new car. I want you to think about a used car, and I want you to think about a hoopty, right? So if you don't know what a hoopty is, it may be a term that's not being used today, but you can ask somebody and they can figure that out for you. A hoopty is a rundown car. It's a piece of shit car that's just literally a car that turns on, you can step on the gas and it goes. So when you're talking about your body, your sexuality, and just, you know, the people that you allow to be intimate with you on that level, and I'm just talking about sex. I'm not talking about just intercourse. I'm not talking about just doing it from the butt or whatever. And I'm not just talking about oral sex. I'm talking about sex, period. If you are having sexual contact with a person, anything beyond kissing, okay? I want you to think about yourself like a car. Who doesn't want a new car? The only people who don't want a new car are people who can't afford them. It's that simple. So at the end of the day, you don't want to, you want to be a vehicle that has the least amount of owners. Okay, that's body count. That's how many dudes you done been with. All right. And then you also want to have the fewest miles driven as well. So if the amount or the how many times you go through that process of having intercourse, your body may be young, or you may be looking at this and may be old, but it takes a toll on your body. Every time you go around the block, it's definitely miles being put on that car. And at the end of the day, your body is something that you want to share with your mate, your husband, and vice versa. I'm not one of those people that think, oh, well, guys can just go out and sleep with as many women as they want to. I'm not that person. I don't think that way. I think that men should be just as careful and should treat their sexuality like it is extremely important, just like women. I think that's one of the things that we have lost in today's time, is that we don't treat our sexuality like it is of great value. Okay? And I say that because I want you to treat your body like it is of great value. Treat your body as a gift, and it should be a gift that not everybody is passed around to, and it's not a gift that everybody shouldn't have their hands on. So at the end of the day, you want to keep your owners few, and you want to keep your miles low. All right. Never, of course, I'm definitely gonna say this just for all of the young ladies, because you hearing this now, I know you're gonna already hear this from your daddy. But to all those other young ladies out here, never have unprotected sex with someone that you have not seen get tested and verified their results. So somebody, and I'm talking the full gambit of sexual transmitted disease, that disease testing. All right. And I'm not just talking about saying somebody tell you, oh, I'm clean, or I done got checked out 2-3 months ago and I ain't been with nobody. If that person wants to sleep with you and you want to sleep with that person and you gonna decide to have unprotected sex with that person, that means that you have not only seen that person get tested, but you've actually verified the results. And they talk about, well, they can't let you in because of the HIPAA stuff. They can allow it. The person who is getting those results can actually allow you to get those results with them. So if you ain't with that dude, when they tell you what he got, if he don't want to let you in there, you don't need to sleep with him. If he give you any type of bullshit as to why you can't hear them results yourself, then you don't want to sleep with him. He has something to hide. Plain and simple. Alright? So at the end of the day, you need to make sure that whoever you decide to have unprotected sex with, that you have not only known and seen them get tested, but you have also verified the results with them live and in person. I'm not talking about no sheet of paper. No, look, baby, it's right here. You need, it's in the age of computers, anything can be doctored. You need to go. If he don't want to go to a clinic, then you don't need to be sleeping with him. You can get that kind of testing done free. It's free. It's free. So when you ready to go there with that person, you talking about this the one, we gonna build a family and all that kind of stuff, before you get drunk and accidentally have unprotected protected sex. Why am I having a problem saying protected? Before you get high and you have unprotected sex, before you just didn't think you was gonna have sex and then you wind up having sex and it was unprotected, get checked out with him. And he should be thinking the same exact way. At the end of the day, that whole concept and idea of thinking, well, I ain't got nothing, it ain't gonna happen to me, that is a bunch of bullshit. If you think that way, then you are a fool. There are too many people out here who have contracted sexually transmitted disease because they thought that person was clean, because they looked good, because they had a six-pack, because everybody wanted to sleep with them, because they told you that they ain't never had sex with nobody else in the past 6 months and they've been straight. Alright? You never know who you are sleeping with. And when you have unprotected sex with that person, that means not only are you sleeping with that person, but you are sleeping with every single person that that person has been with. Alright? So think about that. You sleeping with not just that person, but you're sleeping with every single person that that person has been with. He or she. So, if you're gonna do it, make sure that you do it the right way, to where you are protecting yourself first. Alright? And that's another thing too. Let me say this. Never have sex with a man you don't want to, well, never have unprotected sex with a man that you don't want to have a child with, because all it takes is once. Don't put yourself in a position to where you're gonna have, or where you could have, or where you might have, or where you could almost have unprotected sex with a man. Period. Don't do it. Alright? If you ain't ready to have a child and you ain't ready to build a family, which means you should be married, then you should not be having unprotected sex with this person. Plain and simple. Alright? Never have a man's child whom you are not already happily married to and financially stable with. One more time. Never. Not sometimes, not it could work, not it might work, not everybody ain't the same, not we different, not Never have a man's child whom you are not already, that means first, that means before you are pregnant, that means before you start having unprotected sex with this person. Never have a man's child whom you are not already happily married to and financially stable with. Because if you broke and supposedly happily married, it's going to be a short while for you not. Trust me. Believe that. All right? That's your daddy talking to you. Never have a child with a man whom you are not already, meaning before, happily married to and financially stable with. Now that don't just mean that he taking care of everything. Your ass needs to be financially stable too. And I'm teaching you that, and I'm going to make sure that you know that you're supposed to be able to stand on your own. Any woman should be able to provide for herself and the type of lifestyle she wants to live. So that means you having a job, a career, your own business, whatever case that may be. A real job. Not stripping on the pole, not being an Instagram model, not being a video vixen, not dancing in the such and such, whoever the latest person out videos. No, you need to have a career, something where you can provide money on a consistent basis, a stream of wealth for yourself to sustain your lifestyle, so that when you get with somebody, when you get with a man, you all have things that you're bringing together to build with, not just your ass, not just your body. All right, be more than your looks, be more than your body. Believe that. All right, at the end of the day, when you're young and that age between 16 to 26, when your body is at its best, you at your peak performance years, yep, it's gonna be a lot easier in life for you, because men are gonna want to sleep with you because of how attractive you are. That's with any woman. But at the end of the day, that is fleeting, which means it ain't gonna always be like that. So get yourself together, so when you do become 36, when you are 46, you already have tools to build and to live a fruitful life. You are already in a position to where you can take care of yourself, and you being with a man is an enhancement, not a necessity. You being with a man is an enhancement, not a necessity. All right? That's the position you always want to be in, because if something don't work right, if things don't work out, you can always skedaddle. That means you can leave and you can go be on your own. Don't ever put yourself in a position to where you are so dependent upon a man that you cannot leave him. I can't leave because he got all the money. I can't leave because I ain't gonna have nobody to buy me no lubricants. I can't leave because he ain't gonna be able to pay my phone bill. Okay, I gotta get me a car. Don't never be in that position. You always be in a position where you can provide those basic necessities yourself. Your needs, you should be able to provide those. Things you want, you should also be able to provide those. And if you have a husband, then hey, he damn sure should help you provide those things for yourself. Absolutely. All right. Couple more things and I'm out. Nothing and no one is more important than your family. Your family, however, is whom you choose to be. You know what? I'm going to say that. I'm going to do a different video on that. So that's going to be another one. So I'm going to leave you with this. At the end of the day, I want you to always remember this. Never, ever be alone with a man that you are not prepared to sleep with. Whether you're drunk, whether you with your friends, whether you at a party, whether you at somebody's house, you going to somebody's club, no matter where you are, never, ever be alone, not even for a minute, with a man that you are not prepared to sleep with, that you don't want to sleep with. Man invite you upstairs to change his clothes. Man invite you upstairs to change his shoes. Man invite you to talk in the car. Man invite you to a hotel room. A man invites you anywhere by yourself. Don't you never, ever, ever go anywhere with a man that you do not want to sleep with. Period. Reason being is because a lot of women get raped because they are alone with a man and they think that they can just say no and no is always going to work out. That is not the case. Or they get somewhere and they get drugged. Or they get somewhere and they get drunk. At the end of the day, you never, ever, ever be alone with a man that you do not want to sleep with. All right? And that's why your daddy is telling you this, and to all those other little girls out there, though, you young ladies, you older women, don't never be alone with a man that you are not prepared to sleep with. If you don't want to sleep with him, basically, if you ain't ready to fuck him, you don't ever need to be alone with him. Not even for 5 minutes. Not while he take a shower, not while he changes clothes, not while he switch shoes, not while he go get his other car, not while he go drop somebody off. You don't do it. If he in the car and he gonna drop everybody off, then you need to make sure that you get dropped off before that last person, or y'all last two get dropped off together somewhere, and then you take an Uber home. But do not be alone with a man that you don't want to sleep with, and that's any man. I'm talking uncles, fathers, other people's fathers, other people's granddaddy, any man that you don't want to sleep with. Do not be alone with him. Plain and simple. Not even for a minute. All right? I'm your daddy, and I love you so very much, my beautiful princess. And to all those other little young ladies out there, please heed my words. I love you guys too. I hope that this helps you all. I hope that this helps some young lady, some little girl, some middle-aged woman who's showing this to her daughter or her nieces. I hope it makes you become a better version of yourself. At the end of the day, I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab, and this is From Daddies to Daughters. I love you guys. Peace, and I'm out.